What's good, y'all? Elite live streams. We back. Happy Friday, everybody. What's going on? How you guys doing out there? Welcome back to another Elite live streams. We doing it again. We running it back. Was up yesterday. I'm up again today. We running it back. We making sure that we staying on the algorithm, man. Everybody appreciate you guys who've been coming through, showing love. All the new subscribers. Thank you all for, rocking with me. We building this thing from the ground up, and it's been fun. We've been talking about the topics that we want to talk about, raising awareness about things that we want to raise awareness about, and getting support for it. And that's all I do this for. You know what I'm saying? We don't do this for any other reason other than talking about topics that we want to talk about, raising awareness about things that we want to, and also giving back to the community, helping out, you feel me, with our community, making sure we're staying locked in, and appreciate everybody who shows love because of that. We made it a long way, and we only building, you feel me? This is only the beginning right now, you know what I'm saying? It's been fun. We're having fun. We're enjoying the journey, and that's what this is about, y'all. We've been in this creative space for a minute now, and so for me, it's very easy to, put these things together and have fun with this because I just enjoy the process. But like I said, it's been great to get the feedback from everybody out there, all the new subscribers, mad in love, because you guys have really been giving me great feedback about the content, and it gives me inspiration to keep going. So make sure you like and subscribe if you have not already. We really, really do appreciate you all. So today we're going to be talking about what's been going on with the Somali community, what's been happening with Donald Trump. He took off the temporary protected status for the Somalians. He specifically is targeting the Somalians in the Minnesota community. And I feel like as Black Americans, we just gonna go ahead and stay out of this. You feel me? We have nothing to do with this, but it's very unfortunate what's happening. But this is kind of, part of the course of, like I said in the title, what they voted for. A lot of Somalians, they voted for Donald Trump. They wanted him to be in office. And so unfortunately, like Donald Trump is the snake that he is, he turned on them immediately. And now they're in a big trouble. Okay. There's a lot of people that have seen, ICE raids already going on right now in Minnesota. There's been scandals coming out about how they've been misappropriating a lot of funds that have gone to Somalian organizations. So we're going to talk about all that today. You feel me? We're going to do a deep dive. It's Friday. We kicking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a good time. I feel good today. So we're just going to go in. This is gonna be probably an extended stream, but we're just gonna have fun, man, going deep, diving into all this data that I've collected. Like I said, I waited for this topic, because a lot of my other, Black American content creators have been eating. And, you gotta let people eat, and then I could go ahead and have my turn to do what I gotta do. You feel me? And continue to push the narrative, right? Because like I said, Black Americans, we've been peeping this for a long time. So let's start from the beginning, right? Because like I said, on Elite Media, we bring the receipts, y'all. So let's get started here, right? Let's start from the top, all right? So let me bring something up for you guys real quick. Hold on, let me bring that down because that's hilarious. Gonna bring this up for you guys.
Black immigrants in this country, and it's certainly not surprising that he's choosing a Black immigrant community that is also Muslim.
We're not Black, we're not Arab, we're Somali. Let me start off by why we're not Black. This is Black, this is brown, and there's not a single person in the world that's this skin color. Do your research. Black is the absence of color. Is what.
Could you imagine being this dude right now, who literally is going viral for saying this on TikTok, and now look how it has come back. We understood what you had to say, sir. And so, yes, collectively, we hear you, bro. You're not Black, for sure. Went ahead and outed himself. Could you imagine, though, being this guy right now? After everything that's said and done, after everything that's happening right now, could you imagine being this dude right now? Could you imagine? I couldn't imagine being this dude who said this, like I said, on my brother, okay? My brother. You fucked up. You're cooked now, bro. You're cooked.
You get when there's no color. It's what you get when you turn off the light. You get black. And yes, I know
we are Somalis. not black. There, I said it.
Somalis are not black.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta let people speak for themselves. You dig? Sometimes you gotta let people speak for themselves. And sometimes as Black Americans, we just gotta get out the way. You feel me? Y'all went ahead and y'all made y'all bed. You feel me? Y'all went ahead and made sure that you guys aligned with white ideology. And it's funny, you know, there was a lot of times where I feel like a lot of Black Americans, we came out here and we really did try to push the line on the unity tip, right? A lot of us were making sure that, hey, man, we're all one, right? We're all Black. We all Black. We all took that. But then what happened was we started to understand the power structure, right? And the fact that there were people who were coming over here who we thought were on the same accord. They looked like us, but they weren't. And the only way that they all understood collectively was that if I can make myself assimilate with them, I can grow. And then I can as well be able to push down the ones who paved the way for us. And that's kind of been the playbook ever since, right? Is, you know, they come here, there's a playbook. Hey guys, if you guys look down on Black Americans, you talk down on Black Americans, you go ahead and you eat up and you consume all the resources possible that are available to you. And then you go ahead and you turn around and you make it seem like Black Americans aren't doing the work. Black Americans haven't been the ones who paved the way for you. And then you end up in the situation that you're in now, right? You forget who you are. You feel me? And unfortunately, a lot of Somalis had to learn the hard way. And so we're going to keep going, right? Because you saw, you feel me, on that first clip I played y'all with Ilhan Omar, right? Now we're going to talk about Don, the old Donald, right? So hold up. Let me bring this up.
Going after Black immigrants in this country. And it's certainly not surprising that he's choosing a Black immigrant community that is also Muslim.
We're not Black, we're not Arab, we're Somali. Let me start off by why we're not Black. This is Black. This is brown, and there's not a single person in the world that's this skin color. Do your research. Black is the absence of color. It's what you get when there's no color. It's what you get when you turn off the light. You get black. And yes, I know
We are Somalis, not black. There, I said it.
Somalis are not black.
He is.
I mean, this is what we do at Elite Media. We always bring receipts. We do not allow people to just, you know, say whatever. We don't allow it to sit up here and just sit in the background. We got to make sure we set the stage correctly so that we can go ahead and move how we want to move, right? But you got to think, right? You got to think to yourself sometimes, you know? You got to think sometimes, right?
Role models at? Where's the adults? That's the question we all trying to figure out.
Where's the adults? Where's the adults, y'all? Who was teaching these kids, man, to hop on the internet talking crazy about Black Americans? What's wrong with them? Now they cook, man. Now look where we're at. So let's bring up Exhibit B, right? Boom. Let's go, right? Let's see what Donald, the old Donnie, had to say about this. This is what he has to say. I'm not going to, at a single point, implicate any of my words. I'm going to let these people speak for themselves. That's what we do at Elite Media. You got to let people speak for themselves. I do not put any words in anyone's mouth. We are here to bring the straight up facts. Here we go.
Competent man. There's something wrong with him. Okay, there's something wrong with him. And when you look at what he's done with Somalia, which is barely a country, you know, they have no anything. They just run around killing each other. There's no structure. And when I see somebody like Ilhan Omar, who I don't know at all, but I always watch her for years. I've watched her complain about our Constitution, how she's being treated badly. Our Constitution, the United States of America, is a bad place. It hates everybody, hates Jewish people, hates everybody.
This is his words, y'all, okay? I am not going to get in the way of any of this. These are his words, okay? This is why it is important that we use the media to bring reference points, right? And this is a reference point for us to make sure, as Black Americans, y'all can have your little gripes with us, but we're not the enemy. This is the one you need to have a problem with. And guess what? You chose to side with him, and that's why it hurts you so much. It just stings just a little bit more, right? Because everybody always says that Black Americans were the ones complaining. They're always downplaying what we were trying to tell you guys. Imagine somebody who has experience, right? Who knows a certain level of tactics that an enemy may have. And in order for us to be able to feel safe, we tell you guys, hey guys, be careful of this person. If you don't listen to us, it's going to affect all of us. And they still are arrogantly going and helping and working with that person that we said would hurt them. And then guess what? They get hurt. What are we supposed to do as Black Americans then? I need to know, chat. Help me understand, because I have no idea what we're supposed to do when we have warned them and went out of our way to make it clear that, hey, guys, we need your help. We need to make sure that we're on one accord. We need you guys to make sure that you guys don't vote for this dude, because we're going to tell you that he's going to send you back to where you came from, and where you're at right now is actually better than that. If you align with us, we can actually do it better. We can elevate this even more than what it is. But no, you guys chose to, like I played in the video earlier, Somali, you're not Black. Okay, you're not Black. You're not Black. Cool, for sure. This is what he thinks of you.
And I think she's an incompetent person. She's a real
Make sure to like and
terrible
subscribe,
person.
y'all.
But what I
Make
watched
sure to
what
like and
is
subscribe.
happening in Minnesota,
Bro.
the land of 1,000 lakes, or however many lakes they have, they got a lot of lakes. But this beautiful place, and I see these people ripping it off. And now I'm understanding, and you're going to look into that. I hear they ripped off Somalians, ripped off that state for billions of dollars.
All right, this is his own words, okay? And so from that perspective, as Black Americans, we're watching this, and like I said, we warned you guys. We told you what was going to happen if you voted him in. We told you guys, hey man, this dude is a racist. He does not have any other interest than the white establishment, and if you align with him, you are going to be cooked. It will not be Black Americans. We are the indigenous people of this land. We cannot be deported. And instead, your arrogance got in the way. And racism comes at a price. All right? Racism comes at a price. And you guys are now having to pay the ultimate price, because he coming for all that. Them billions. Oh, yeah. Billions? I wish some Black Americans could get some billions, because clearly there's money for that. They say there ain't no money for reparations, but they got billions for Somalians in Minnesota. Y'all got to help me understand, man.
Billions. Every year.
Billions.
Billions of dollars. And they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing.
Insane.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you.
Right.
Somebody say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country is no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries too.
All right. So now we could really get into this. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing this narrative, you feel me, where it was like people were trying to equate Black Americans to being a hateful group. And the fact of the matter is, Black Americans do not possess a hateful bone in our body. We are very, very loving people. And that was actually to our detriment. We've been giving out too much love, too much, you know what I mean, admiration, too much hope to people who never gave it back to us. And now we're going inward with that. Like I said, it's like being in an abusive relationship. You can only get beat on so much before you have to start healing and go within yourself. You feel me? And so now it's like, okay, we see what's happening, and they're saying, oh, you know, Black Americans, what do you guys, you know? And it's like, nah, man, it's just, hey, like, we warned y'all, and this is kind of what happens. You mess around and found out, and now Black Americans are supposed to hold up the moral, you know, compass and the moral road of what's supposed to be happening. Nah, man, them days are over. Like I said on my live stream yesterday, those days are over. Today is a new day, and Black Americans have forged a different path, and we're thinking differently. Long gone are the days of Black Americans looking for approval from people who we know do not have our back. So it is what it is. You're gonna have to get out the mud just like Black Americans did. And we stayed in the pocket. We didn't leave.
I can say it about other countries too. We don't want them to help. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other.
And this is where all of us, and this is why I really be trying to talk on this. If you are subscribed to my channel, make sure that you are subscribed. I have been talking about this since I really started putting this content together, is the fact that this country, there is a shift happening right now, and we aren't the only ones alluding to this. Black Americans saw it coming from a mile away, and we tried to warn everybody, but no one was listening because they're always trying to downgrade our voice, right? And sometimes it sucks being right all the time, but it is what it is. You got to be on the right side of history. And so when we are trying to make people understand what's going on and they're not listening, fine, you got to F around and find out. Cool, you found out, I bet. But you got to understand that there is a shift. Whether you stopping it or not, it's happening. The mask is off. Okay. Everybody who thought they were safe, you're not safe anymore. Everybody who thought they were working in corporate America, that's cooked. The job market is cooked. Okay. All these different industries, okay, are starting to fail. 700,000 women have been laid off since this dude got president. All right. That's where we at. And so when we're really trying to think of a perspective, like, you guys really don't understand the ramifications that happen because you guys were being emotional. Like I said, your understanding of trying to play the game and trying to align yourself with the white establishment cost all of us, right? So now there's so many people who are unemployed, so many people who have uncertainty. The gas prices are ridiculous. Groceries can't even be afforded by some people. They're cutting off, you know what I mean, the benefits, okay? Like I said, I run a food bank right here in Long Beach, California with my family, all right? I cannot tell you every single week how long that line grows, y'all. It's not a game. People out here really struggling. And guess what? People voted against the help because they were feeling some type of way about what they saw the country being. And Donald Trump right here himself, the one who got voted in, is alluding to the fact that this country is at a very small, crazy tipping point. Listen to this. Let's go back just so you guys can hear this.
People mind me saying that, but I'm saying it.
Let me go back.
Our country, you know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
This is the sentiment, right? You take it from the head, right? And the head of what the right supremacist establishment is represented by is Donald Trump. And this is how they all feel. And we try to make y'all understand that this is the ideology, but y'all didn't listen. And so many Black Americans have been tired of trying to make you guys understand what's really going on. This is really how they feel. And so somebody got to be to blame for the destruction that they've created. It's all systemic, right? You think about the trucking industry right now, right? What's happening right here in California? Let me go ahead and remind you. They just revoked over 16,000 CDL licenses right here in the state of California because there were illegals who were driving trucks and had illegally CDL licenses. There's accidents happening across the country. Word? And a lot of those truck drivers, who are those truck drivers? Who is the bulk of truck driving? White, middle-aged men. So, of course, there's going to be an incentive for them to target a specific industry that benefits them, helps them build their generational wealth, be able to build companies and all types of stuff. There was just a company that went under because they had to lay off over 2,600 drivers. Think about this, right? Let's not even talk about the white Americans. Think about the Black American drivers who have been pushed out because they had immigrants here being able to get fake CDLs. All right. fake documentation, being able to take jobs from a lot of Black American men who could have been able to generate multi-brand national, all right, shipping companies, logistical companies, procurement, all these industries that Black men could have been in, Black American men, straight up. And so that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing that collapse happen. And once that collapse is starting to happen, like Donald Trump said, there's a shift now where it's like, now we're just going to close the well. It's over. You feel me? And all those benefits that the Somalians were benefiting from, the billions of dollars that they took, oh, it's over. And listen, this isn't even year one. He hasn't even been in for a full year yet. He hasn't even been here a full year, y'all. So just imagine, okay, the destruction over the next 3 years. Okay, it's about to get real out here, and y'all better be ready because he's not messing around, man.
Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing.
Listen, man, we as Black Americans tried to tell y'all this is the ideology of the white establishment. This is what they think of all immigrants, not just Somalians. Okay? He already talked about Puerto Rico being a dump, right? He talked about Nigeria being a dump. Okay? He's talked about Mexico being a dump. All right. This is the mentality of the white establishment, especially here in America. And the fact that we try to help them understand what was going on. And they still chose this. They still chose this, y'all. I don't know what to say. Like, what are we supposed to say as Black Americans, y'all? Let me know.
You know, they came from paradise and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell and they complain and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
This is how it goes, man. This is how I think a lot of the white establishment has trivialized the situation. And of course, there's been so many resources that have been given to the Somali community in Minnesota, right? And so Donald Trump, being the, petty individual that he is, he's going to go out of his way to make sure that he lets them know, hey, man, we did this for y'all. Y'all didn't, do what you were supposed to do. And now you're cooked. Because that's what happens. Only people who are supposed to benefit from all of these resources are white Americans. Y'all just don't get it. We try to help y'all understand this. There's a system that's set up for them to always win. And you try to align with yourself thinking that they would look out for you. They do not look at you like you look at them. You're not the same to them. And we tried to let you guys know that. But no, bro. All right, cool. You guys know it all, right? Everyone's just so freaking smart, right? And Black Americans, all we do is complain, right? And you notice, right? The same tropes. And y'all still don't get it. Black Americans have gone out of our way trying to tell you guys what was going to happen. And it was unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we got to do what we got to do for us now, because we've been, fighting this good fight way too long. By the time y'all, woke up, it's too late. The damage has been done. And like I said, this isn't even year one. We haven't even gotten all the way through this. Okay, this is year one. So what do you think is going to happen? Please help me understand, because at the end of the day, when we told y'all, hey guys, look, there's going to be some situations that are going to happen. Donald Trump doesn't really care. He's going to go out of his way to make life harder for all of us. So please listen and lock in. All right, Black Americans, we do not have any type of weight behind us, bro. The weight comes from our support to one another. And so when you guys don't support us, fine, cool. We're going to step back and let y'all handle the business. Now y'all got to get your hands dirty, and now y'all cook. You feel me? And that's the point, is like all those resources that were being divvied out that should have been going to actual real organizations now have gone into y'all, and now they're gonna make sure that they make it hard for y'all. Let's just keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it all the way a buck here, because at the end of the day, when you see in, you know, the outset, right, there's so many people who have been caught up, right, in this whole, oh yeah, you know, you come here, you talk down on Black Americans, then you'll be able to rise up. You'll be able to align yourself with the right people, and then that'll get you in the right spaces. Cool, yeah, for a little bit. And we've seen it right now on social media, right? All these, you know, conservative Black American, you know, talkers who are, you know, out here, Candace Owens being the top coon of them all. You feel me? People have now making her a hero because they think she's exposing some shit. Like, this is how fucked up we are in the mindset now in America, and how people use social media and propaganda. But I wanted to make that clear, as just as far as like, this is just where we're at. And so many enemies among us, people who are using these false narratives, right? Sitting behind in these chats, right? Hiding in these chats, not really being able to speak up and say anything for what's really going on, right? And that's why it was crazy, you know, to see that there was Somalis for Trump. Like, no way, dude. Like, that's impossible, right? Like, no way. And there definitely was. And they went and they voted for him overwhelmingly. And now, unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, they gotta hold that L, man. It is what it is. You know, it's sad, unfortunately, but we do not care, man. We don't. Like, what are we supposed to say? Like, what are we supposed to say, dude? Other than, hey, congratulations, you got what you asked for. Like, let's bring it up though, because that's what we do at Elite Media. We always bring receipts, so let's bring it up. Let's bring it up right here, man. Let's talk about it, because this is where we're at. All right.
The community is speaking out tonight, saying they are fearful President Trump's rhetoric will be dangerous for Somalis in this state. Most of them are in the country legally. Fox 9's Leon Purvis joins us with the very latest. Leon?
Randy, Somali leaders say the comments President Trump made hurt deep, so they announced some initiatives to support and raise awareness about the community here. Somali leaders are asking for the establishment of a National Somali Heritage Month in June. They want statements of support and love, as well as a day of act.
Listen to this, guys. They want a month of awareness to fight against what Donald Trump. Do they not understand what's going to happen? Y'all let me know in the chat. Like, do they not understand what's going to happen? Like, this is why I brought this up, because it was like the delusion. I had to find that video just so you guys can understand. This is what they think is going to be the way to fight against this. They don't understand that the wheels are already in motion. Like they've already made moves on this, guys. It's too late. It's too late. It's over. They already made moves. Trying to have an awareness month when you voted for this is so asinine. Like, I just don't understand how people can sit around and be so delusional, right? And so salute to Tabitha Speaks. I'm gonna bring up a video from the sister where she talks about one of these other delusional Somalian human beings who, you know, I don't know what they was on, but it really just kind of annoyed me. Like, why you would vote for Donald Trump and then expect him to do something that he would never do for you.
Instagram, yeah. And I noticed when the views are low on one platform, they kind of like are low on another platform.
We love our brothers and sisters who are Democrats, but you left us. And because the left us, join the right, vote for Trump, 2024, vote for Joe Trade, 2024.
All right. So look, this is just the receipts, man. Like this is what you voted for. Like, what are we supposed to do? Where is like the understanding, right? The cognitive dissonance where you're going out of your way, right? To say that you're gonna go against what, okay, fine, go against your own interests. But when it's time for those chickens to come home to roost, you gotta hold the L, family.
Vote for Mazie Young in St. Paul, 2024. Vote for Todd Jude, in City 3, 2024, vote for Tom Emma, our lion, out of St. Cloud. Farhan is here and is endorsing him. And please go out and vote, because voting for
Make sure
Trump
y'all like and subscribe,
without
man.
soldiers is giving him a failure. So please vote. Again, for the school boards, we have a ton of people running who are in the school board from all over the state. And please go vote for the Republican Party this time. Thank you.
All right. So look, this is off top, right? This is just right off the gate. Go vote Republican, right? That was homie, right? So look, so now they got an update, right? So here she go.
Now, this is what he's saying.
What would you say to the president if you were standing here right now?
Mr. President, we campaign for you. We have hope in you. We see hope in you. Please differentiate between good, bad, and evil.
That's a Somali immigrant who voted for President Trump in 2024, but now Trump is demonizing Somalis in America.
Life comes at you fast, y'all. Life comes at you fast, y'all. All right. And so on Elite Media, this is also what we do on here. We do a lot of teachable moments. We try to use real life to look at things from an outside perspective and give some logic towards it, right? So think about this. For anybody who's young, anybody who's old, whatever, you can all gain wisdom from this. Always try to make decisions with a logical mind and thinking about not only yourself, okay? Try not to be selfish in your decision making. Try to think about others. Try not to be so locked in on just what you think and what you want, because sometimes that may not be what you think it is. And this is a prime example of that. This is a prime example of going off of your own ego and arrogance to not do your own research that is necessary, right? Black Americans have over 400 years of research on how the white establishment works, the inner workings of it, how it's set up, and how we are going to try to dismantle it, right? We see that. And we also understand the benefits and what they can do. So when you have that level of experience, when you listen to somebody who has known someone that's, you know, historically and has a real solid understanding of it, why wouldn't you listen to that person? Why would you go and think that you would know more, that you just know best? Okay, cool. Well, guess what?
Specifically here in Minnesota.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Okay? Somebody say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
I got 5 children. My children are no garbage. I campaigned for the president in 2024. I actually went out and we reached 50 million people endorsing Trump 7 days before the election.
Listen to that, guys. Campaigned, went out there, got 50 million people, all this stuff, right? And look at what happens. Okay? Unfortunately, this is how some people have to learn. Some people have to learn through experience. Some people cannot learn through, hey, man, sorry, this isn't happening for you. You probably need to, you know, take a seat. No, they have to go out there and bump their head. And unfortunately, this is what happened. They went out there and they had to bump their head and they had to realize what it really was. And now everybody's up in arms, right? And now everybody want to talk about Black Americans. Now everybody want to be upset with us because we're not willing to put our bodies on the line for people who are willful idiots to white supremacist talking points and ideology. Nah, I'm sorry, bro. The blind leading the blind when we're trying to make you see is ridiculous. No, we will not. Sorry, we gonna stay out the way. Y'all handle what you gotta handle. It's about that time for y'all to do something about it. Straight up, because you voted for this. So, you know, lay in your bed, homie.
Drew you to the president?
Because we believed he was an agent of chaos. We couldn't afford anything back then. There was a fentanyl crisis. There was an issue of affordability. The living standards went down. Crime issues. These are 5 very important things to us. And we believe that Trump would be the solution to it. I've been a Republican for over 25 years. I'm not going to stop being a Republican. But what I do know is for a fact is We're getting killed out here because people are saying, we told you so.
I'm one of those.
Now listen to that, man. We're getting killed out here because people told you so. Ain't that the wildest thing, bro? It's not just that. It's the fact that you guys chose this. That's what's crazy. Willie McKinley, he's in the chat. Salute, Willie. He says, when Trump is done in Minnesota, there may be more than 10 Somalis left in the state. You got that right. You got that right, Willie. Because like I said, man, they're literally now trying to make a Ways Awareness Day for Somalis in Minnesota. Do they not understand this? The moment you guys plan that day, ICE will be out there sweeping all y'all up at the event. Please believe it. Okay? Because guess what? They're talking about doing that when the Olympics come here in LA. Y'all be on alert, okay? When the Olympics come here, there's going to be ICE in the streets. I can guarantee it. All right? All those vendors and people who are going to be on the streets trying to make money, selling tacos, selling t-shirts, all this stuff, I cannot tell you how quick ICE is going to be in them unmarked Suburbans and you know, paddy wagons, snatching people up with masks on, blacked out. All right, helicopters gonna be coming down. Watch, you can bank on it. And you know what? Your boy might be a lead in the streets. Okay, that might be the next series, a lead in the streets during the Olympics when motherfucking ICE is out here sweeping up everybody. I can guarantee it. Y'all better be on the lookout because that's gonna be happening. But like Willie McKinley said, though, salute Willie. That's facts. Minnesota really is about to have a problem because, like I said, it's not just about the immigration status. It's also about the fact that they stole that money. That's what as well they're coming for. They're coming for that money. I think if it just would have been like the protected status, that would have been one thing. But the fact that there's that multi-level scandal that came out where all that money was going, all those misappropriated funds, that's where I think it's really, really going to get deep, right? Because they're going to go out of their way to make sure that, hey, once we continue to be on y'all, we're also coming for that money and we're also coming for the scheme that y'all had going, right? So let's bring up the scheme because, like I said, at Elite Media, we bring receipts straight up. Every single time, because we always want to make sure we do what? We have a reference point for all of my viewers and people who watch my channel to be able to say, hey, Brandon just ain't on there talking. He be actually bringing up the receipts behind it. Bet. Bet. You feel me? Because that's what we do on here. So let's go into this.
Fraud scheme uncovered in Minnesota found money intended for social services has been allegedly siphoned indirectly into the pockets of the Somali terrorist group Al-Shabaab. Somali immigrants in Minnesota have reportedly been abusing systems meant to help the most unfortunate among us, including the latest federally funded autism services. The autism fraud scheme reportedly amassed $14 million through Medicare claims for services that were never provided, involving kids who never had autism. And the Somali immigrants behind this web of schemes have allegedly stolen billions from taxpayers, much of the money going back to the Somali government, where it would then end up in the hands of terrorists. Manhattan Institute investigative reporter Ryan Thorpe was one of the first exposing the schemes for their ties to terrorism. With us now, Ryan, a line from your story stuck out. The largest funder of Al-Shabaab is the Minnesota taxpayer, and you cite an unnamed source for that. What is the evidence that all of this money that was taken and the billions upon billions of increased funding in Minnesota for social services ended up in Somalia?
All right. So look, you got to understand that like there's a big part of this is multinational. And that's what I said. They're coming for that money. They're not just coming just because, oh, Ilhan Omar, whatever. No, they're coming for this. Taxpayer dollars funneled to Al-Shabaab. Okay, that's what they're coming for.
Well, billions of dollars of government welfare money is missing in the state of Minnesota.
How do we define missing?
Well, the fraud is so bad that the U.S. Attorney's Office has come out and indicated that they believe their entire government programs, where the fraudulent claims outstrip the legitimate ones.
Bro. Okay, this is what we're talking about. Okay, deep. They said they can't even find it. All right. So when you're looking at it on that level, that's what I mean. That's why Trump has a certain type of, chap up his, what for them Somalians, because it's not just about Ilhan Omar. It's about the scamming. It's about that money, that fraud that they're running over there. And the fact that the money cannot be found, and then they're trying to trace it, and it may be going to Islamic groups.
There are cases where indictments have come down, or guilty pleas are already in to the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars that were fraudulently obtained, filing false claims alongside doctored paperwork. And the indictments are continuing to come. And the U.S. Attorney's Office has made very clear that this is a network of fraud schemes stacked upon fraud schemes, and that while the true dollar figure in terms of stolen funds at this point isn't quite clear, it's safe to say that we're talking about billions of dollars.
The number isn't even clear. Okay, that's what I'm telling y'all. Okay, it's deeper than just, we just don't like Ilhan Omar. No, they are missing more than billions. They're saying that's an estimate. They don't even know the exact amount. What? But Black Americans can't get reparations, y'all. Black Americans can't get reparations. Black Americans can't get land grants. Black Americans can't get what we're owed, but there are billions of dollars in fraud going to Somalia. Y'all gotta help me understand, man. This is insane, bro. What? Yeah, man. Salute to True Pilgrim. She says, I don't care about Somalis. They can kick rocks. Yes, sir. They gotta, some gotta happen. Because look, like I said, this is not about just Ilhan. This is about the whole multinational scheme, a fraud scheme that has taken billions of dollars out of the American economy that they cannot even account for. That is in such a number that they cannot even say it is in the billions. What?
Okay. It's pretty wild, some of the things that you lay out, including one group called Feeding the Future that went from getting $3.4 million in 2019 to $200 million 2 years later. They grew faster than NVIDIA. How did nobody see that? Or is it that people and the government and those who are supposed to be the watchdogs, like Tim Walz, like Keith Ellison, the Attorney General, there just weren't looking?
I think it's safe to say that there was a real unwillingness or inability among Democratic state officials in Minnesota to recognize some pretty obvious alarm bells here.
Okay, did y'all catch that? There was a willingness to not catch this, okay? Steve Walz being a part of that, all right? This is a part of the grift. This is a part of the money manipulation, how they're able to move it, how Ilhan Omar, they said she started with $1 in her pocket, and now her net worth is $13 million. She lives in this big house now and all this stuff. What? You help me understand what's going on here, guys. All right? Because we could sit up here and say, oh, it's the Somalis and, they're being targeted. But if they're stealing billions of dollars, what is that? What's the gang activity? What's this connection that Ilhan Omar has that she shouldn't have as a politician? Why is she worth this much money and she wasn't before? Are we not asking these questions because she's Somali? Is that what it is? Y'all got to help me understand, because This guy these guys, these journalists right here, they cannot account for the money that's been taken. Billions of dollars.
All across these programs, claims were skyrocketing, absolutely spiraling out of control over a short period of time. And the reality is that the Somali community, which is where these large-scale fraud rings have been concentrated within this population in the state, it is a sizable voting bloc. It is a voting bloc you have to win if you're going to win political office in Minneapolis. And so I think that was likely a incentive here that made some people not want to look too closely at what's been going on.
There, right there, okay? That is the cycle, right? The cycle is, hey, you guys have a voting block. A part of you getting this voting block is turning your head on all these crimes and all this fraud and all this bankroll fraud for a terrorist group. We got to turn our blind eye to welfare funds going towards terrorist groups. I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube, guys. I hope I can get this video monetized, but I couldn't say the T groups. All right, you don't know what you can say on YouTube these days, but it's crazy, man. True Pilgrim says they come from a scam culture. It's all they know. I stay out of people's straight up weird movement. Okay, this is crazy that like we've had to go out here and listen to people talk about Black Americans. You tell me a Black American organization that had billions of dollars schemed out. Where they at? You show me that. Show me the Black politician, the Black American politician who is connected to said group that was doing this and is still in office and still out here able to walk around comfortable. Can y'all help me understand this? Because I would love to see that person. Where are they at? They don't exist because they don't have the same standards for Black Americans. And that's just facts. All right. A lot of the immigrants that came here were used against Black Americans and they ran right with that stuff, man. Almost cussed because of that. But yeah, they ran with it. Okay. They saw the play. They saw a playbook and they said, you know what? All right, we're going to go with that. Instead of aligning with the people who have been looking at that enemy for over 400 years, who have built all this foundation for y'all to be able to come over here, who made this a safe space for y'all, who created the infrastructure for y'all, who made this what it is today. And y'all want to say something about us? Huh. Hey, man, chickens come home. You feel me? And like I said, they just talking about the very minute level. This is why they are really coming after them, because there is a pipeline that they're seeing for not only the Somali community to get billions of dollars in funds and scamming, but also the fact that that money is being funneled to groups that are causing chaos in other places, doing trafficking and all types of other very, very devious things.
Wow. And that would explain why now it's the U.S. attorney looking into it rather than the state law enforcement.
Hey, if you here, make sure you subscribe, man. I'm saying your boy cooking right now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
It's one of those things
trying to read.
You drop an investigative piece, and then all of a sudden you get 1,000 more tips. That this goes higher, like actually into state government? You get the last 30 seconds.
I can't confirm that, so I don't want to get out in front of my skis here. What I can say is that this story has generated additional tips, and it is something that we are continuing to look into as we push forward with our efforts to expose the fraud rings that have been taking advantage of the generosity of Minnesota taxpayers.
We know what that is. We know what that is. We know that Tim Walz clearly is turning a blind eye to this and allowing this to go on. He is not doing his job as a politician who represents that state. He is working with Ilhan Omar to go out of their way to be able to funnel all of these benefits and all of this money towards the community so that they can stay in office, because that voting block will help him in pushing his narratives and whatever that may be, right? Because, you know, a lot of these politicians are very, very close with the Jeffrey Epstein persuasion, if you get what I'm saying, right? And Somalia is known for those types of arrangements, we'll say, right? Those type of arrangements. That's what we'll say. We'll call it arrangements. They are a part of that community that is okay with those type of arrangements happening. And we've already been pretty clear about what it's not real and their persuasions and their lifestyle and what they believe. And so when you are a real child of Judah, it's very interesting that sometimes you have to deal with what's going on in this space, right? And so when I say that, I mean that who knows if there isn't some sort of trafficking of these types of persuasions and lifestyles that is directly connected with the Somali. You get what I'm saying, right? Because I'm on YouTube, so I got to be very coded here. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot, like he just said, is this connected to some government entities? I would assume as much. I would assume as much, because there's no way that this much money is able to travel through this many hands without some government entity seeing this and turning a blind eye. So obviously there's something going on here, right? Obviously we see that these people are going out of their way to make it, we're just gonna let it keep going on. And so now a lot of Americans have gone out of their way to expose this. And of course, Donald Trump having his incentive, right, to do this. But let's all bring it back, because we got to bring it back.
After Black immigrants in this country. And it's certainly not surprising that he's choosing a Black immigrant community that is also Muslim.
We're not Black, we're not Arab, we're Somali. Let me start off by why we're not Black. This is Black. This is brown, and there's not a single person in the world that's this skin color. Do your research. Black is the absence of color. It's what you get when there's no color. It's what you get when you turn off the light. You get black. And yes, I know
we are Somalis, not black. There, I said it.
Somalis are not black.
He is going after.
We just gotta make sure we stay on code here. And like I said, I just gotta make that clear. That's all I gotta say. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got to bring it full circle, because that's what we do on Elite Media. Salute to y'all, man, because y'all know what's going on. I'm going to bring the receipts. I'm going to start from the beginning until the end and bring it all the way back. Straight up, because that's what we do, man. It definitely seems very organized. You're right about that. It definitely does. Like I said, there is a multinational thing that's happening all at once, and the incentive for Donald Trump is to make sure that he goes out of his way to say, hey, nah, it was cool when whatever Tim Walz had going on, but now these motherfuckers getting billions of dollars. Nah, we need to go ahead and nope. Straight up. What you were saying is checkmate. Hey, Willie, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. We trying to make sure that we grow the content and we grow this channel. And I cannot do it without the support of all of you guys who come in here and have dialogue with me and make sure that we continue to grow the channel to where it needs to be, so we can continue to raise awareness and put our foot on the motherfucking gas and continue to push the narrative for Black Americans and bring the receipts so that people can't come up here and try to play in our face. You feel me? That's the thing. Like, I saw a lot of that narrative when a lot of people was talking about this, especially just in the last couple of days, different Black American YouTubers and stuff like that. But what I saw was there was a lot of, people trying to, backdoor it, right? And it's like, no, we're not going to backdoor this. We're going to put the facts. We're going to put exactly what they say on the Summer Jam screen for everybody to see it. And then you make your own assessment of what you think is going on. And that's why I had to bring that last part, the real facts about these real actual fraud cases that are happening right now that the federal government is currently investigating. It brings it all full circle, right? Because they tried to make it just seem like it was about immigration. And I didn't like that, because it's not. It's not just about the immigration. It's about the immigration part. It's also about where that money is going, how much money they're getting, and how much of that money is going somewhere else. And when I say somewhere else, we just talked about where else, those specific type of groups that are part of those specific type of organizations, if you know what I'm saying. So when that is happening, yeah, now Donald Trump has to go out of his way and make it clear that he is ready to get, what did he say? To get these people up out of here. That's what he said. No Black American is saying this. And y'all need to stop doing that. Black Americans is just speaking on what's happening in real time, like we always have. And we tried to help y'all understand what was going on. Y'all didn't listen. So you got to hold that L, and that's okay. Sometimes in life, that's how you learn. You got to bump your head, and then you heal. You take time with the wound, and you try not to make the same mistake again. But guess what? There may not be another time. This may be the only time y'all get. All right? Because like Donald said, the world is changing. We are at a shift right now. The country of America, as everybody knows it, is at a very tipping point. It can go one way or the other, like he said. Right? And everybody else feels it. We all feel it. Anybody in the chat can tell you that they feel it right now. Everybody feel that pressure. It may not be if you're doing good or if you're doing bad. All right? Because I got friends across the full spectrum. All right? I have a friend right now who is running for Congress. Okay? So when you're locked in with those type of people, and you're also locked in with the homies on the street, like most of my brothers, regular blue collar, working everyday Black men, productive Black men who have families, who have children. Okay, I'm locked in. So when I'm seeing this, I understand what's going on, and I feel the pressure just like everybody else. And guess what? Even Donald Trump feels it. This country is at a tipping point. He said that himself. And that's why I had to make sure, because I was seeing a lot of people, they were like clipping it, right? They're clipping it. They would just have just the part where Donald Trump was just talking about one part or the other, right? But I wanted to play that full clip because that was also a pivotal part where he said, this country is at a pivotal tipping point, and it can go one way or the other. And so as Black men, Black American men, my job is to make sure that if it is tipping in a certain direction, it's tipping in ours. Straight up, we are going to push the line for what we want. And we are on that line right now. What's up with them reparations? Y'all got money for these billions of dollars from the Somalians. Let some Black Americans get them billions, homie. Let me show you what I can do with those benefits, sir, madam. Okay? And leave me the F alone with my people so that we can build amongst ourselves and create what we've been waiting to create. Okay? Straight up, because that's what's going on right now. And that's why I wanted to make sure that the receipts are brought every single time, y'all. So salute to Kumar Maxmed. He says, Allahu Akbar. Salute to you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Muslim, but salute to you, though. You know what I'm saying? We do not discriminate here. You feel me? But at the end of the day, this is what's happening right now. You feel me? This is what happened. This is what they were saying.
Black immigrants in this country, and it's certainly not surprising that he's choosing a Black immigrant community that is also Muslim.
We're not Black, we're not Arab, we're Somali. Let me start off by why we're not Black. This is Black, this is brown, and there's not a single person in the world that's this skin color. Do your research. Black is the absence of color. It's what you get when there's no color. It's what you get when you turn off the light. You get black. And yes, I know
we are Somalis, not Black. There, I said it.
Somalis are not Black.
He is.
All right, cool. You're not Black. For sure. For sure. All right, we got you. We got you on 4K. okay, in front of the world on the Summer Jam screen for everybody to see, so that we can make a distinction that these people right here, they are not us. Good luck. Hope it works out for you. I hope all that pandering, that shucking and jiving that y'all was doing really helped y'all, because it's unfortunate that y'all got to take that L, because this all black, this all we thinking.
Role models at? Where's the adults? That's the question we all trying to figure out.
That's all I'm trying to figure out. That's all I'm trying to figure out. Straight up. Where's the adults?
Where the role models at? Where's the adults? That's the question we all trying to figure out.
Who raised these kids? Who raised these kids to come over here and talk down on Black Americans and think that I was okay, to think that that was a way to be able to raise their profile? Who raised these kids to not understand the history of Black Americans and what we did in this country and how we was able to build this for them? Who raised these kids to come in here and be disrespectful to those who are fighting the good fight every single day? Who raised these kids to not understand the position that they're in because of us? Huh? Y'all help me understand who raised them, because it wasn't us. We tried to tell y'all and y'all didn't want to listen. So for sure, hold the L, but don't be coming back on us trying to make Black Americans feel guilty about something. Nah, we told y'all what it was and y'all chose not to listen. Straight up. And sometimes when your big bro or your dad or your mom, they tired of what you're doing, you got to go out there and bump your head on your own. Straight up. Can't nobody coddle y'all no more. All these other minorities who chose not to listen, it's on y'all, man. Straight up. 400 years we've been out here getting to it, making it happen, pushing the line. We ain't got time no more, bruh. I'm trying to make sure that I'm maximizing my platform. I'm maximizing my time. I'm maximizing my money, my output. I'm staying healthy. I'm in the gym. I'm training. You feel me? For whatever happens. All right. Make sure you keep your power tools on you at all times. All right. Don't play around with these people and try to make sure that you live a righteous life. All right. Whatever that may mean to you. But at the same time, when Black Americans is minding our business, y'all leave us alone, man. Y'all got to figure this out now, because y'all so smart. Y'all knew everything. Y'all was so this or that. Y'all wasn't black, apparently, right? So what we supposed to do now, black folks? You feel me? I'm trying to set up a family reunion for next year. You dig? That's what I'm worried about. Straight up. That's what we on. That's what we trying to do. All right. I'm trying to make sure I get a closer relationship to the Most High. I'm making sure that I'm staying healthy in mind, spirit, and soul. Fuck is y'all talking about, man? Hold up, man. I don't know why my chat ain't working right now. They hating on your boy. Hold up. Let me bring this back up here. I don't know why chat's down, guys, but salute to Tredina Brown. Hey, my sister. Hey, I'm a Brown as well. Salute to you, Tredina. We might be family. Who knows? But backstabbers, scammers, and sellouts are being exposed daily. They sure are. The Most High. You feel me? It's the Most High. Ain't nothing else than that. You feel me? It's only the Most High. He's going to expose all things. You feel me? And we are here. You feel me? As his children. Straight up. And that's what's crazy, is because, you know, people really try to, you know, play us, downplay us, make it seem like we're the ones, you feel me, who are, you know, caught up in all this other mentalities and stuff. And it's like, I tell people all the time, bro, like, I'm a child of a spiritual family. Like, my entire family, okay, grew up in the church. My great grandparents, my grandparents, my parents. All right. I grew up with a very strong spiritual connection to the Most High. I grew up having these thoughts and fantasies and these premonitions. You feel me? That was natural. It comes in our home. Meditation, time to yourself, quiet time, thinking, to read, to understand and comprehend what we're seeing. You feel me? Shalom to you, Tredina. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate you supporting and coming through. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's real talk, because that's what's happening right now. We already alluded to it. But Donald Trump said that we are at a tipping point. And that's what he means. It's a spiritual war happening right now. And we talked about that on every single episode that I have on my channel. There is a spiritual war happening right now. And if you are not on the right side of history, you are doomed for eternity, though. Not just for, oh, okay, yeah, like, no, like, y'all think it's a game. Y'all think that, oh, okay, we're going to figure this out and then we'll just get another president. Y'all are lost. Another president can't solve what's happening right now. This is deeper than that. It's deeper than just the establishment of what's happening. This stuff has been ingrained in this country since the foundation of it. And until those things and those atrocities are rectified, this country will not succeed. We had a good run for sure, but guess what? Everybody else started to work on themselves and get better while we thought that we had it all. Good luck. You feel me? Good luck, because at the same time, you got to stay locked in. This is what I be talking about, man. It's bigger than just this regular stuff. And I hope that people who subscribe to my channel and people who come over here are people who think in that way. I don't want people to come over here who are just thinking in the surface level way. This is deeper than just music and just the surface level, all right? We going deep. So I got to hop on a call because I run a business, okay? So salute to y'all. I appreciate everyone who comes through. Thank you. Make sure you guys subscribe, man. I appreciate all you guys, man. Salome, this was a great stream. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. I'm Brandon B, man, and I'm out. Peace.